Hi, I'm Natashia Deo, and I have to apologize for my voice. It's a few octaves lower than it usually is. I'm recovering from a cold. And Jade, as she's talking, I'm like, I'm hoping she'll be really funny because her book is really funny. And, and listening to those beautiful presentations this morning, it just is so heavy on my heart. And knowing what's going on in Syria and just fear. Someone asked a question, how do you push past fear? And I was recently asked in New York, they said, are you afraid, about some of the things you write about as a Christian woman? And writing, some of the things that I write are very anti-Christian culture. Are you afraid? And I remember answering that question saying, I grew up believing that you could be assassinated for the things that you say. My family sang with Dr. Martin Luther King. So when he was killed and they all came, they began immigrating to Los Angeles. It was always on our mind that even a pastor could be killed. Anybody could be killed at any moment for something that they believed in. And when we write and when we talk about fear, how do we push past that fear and do the things that we know we have to do? Because the future right now is looking at us, and they're judging us in the things that we do and don't do in moments in a time such as this. And we have an opportunity to make a choice, just like they had to do in Germany, in Japan, or wherever they are around the world, as we have to do in America. And as a writer of historical fiction, and I think all of these are historical fiction, I feel that we are writers who are rescuing people from the past. Whether they existed or not, they're compositions, they're always compositions of people, but we're rescuing them from the past. Largely people who have been marginalized, who have been pushed to the side, whether they're from the LGBTQIA communities, whether they're African American, women, whoever we're writing about, we're bringing them into the narrative. So when I wrote Grace, I wanted to tell the story. It's, people would say, oh, do we really need another slave story? And I was like, I want to write the story that I haven't seen. I want to care about the woman, that runaway slave, because it's not just about her. It's about three outcast women on the eve of the Civil War. It's a runaway slave, it's a Jewish prostitute, it's a Latina, and there's also a fourth who is a plantation owner who is divorced, a woman. And I wanted to tell their story and make them intertwine, because we are a country of different people who have always worked together. No matter what the narrative wants to tell us right now, we've always pulled together, and it's important that we do that. So when I wrote Grace, I wanted to tell that story, true American history, bring the people from the margins and tell their stories. So it's an honor to be here. Yes, I hope you'll come to the panel. And not Jade's, no, I'm just kidding. They'll all be great, and I'm just so honored to be here. Thank you for having me.